Encore Revival, America, March 27, 2017. Trump has his Russian election help, just as Obama had his fake birth certificate. While the Democratic base pushes for investigations of an election for which they still can't accept their loss, there is little to no complaint on Capitol Hill about the Clinton Foundation's involvement in Bernie Sanders' defeat at the primaries. The so-named Russian hack investigation puts all of its hopes on the FBI director whose investigation ordered the local sheriff to enter random passwords into the San Bernardino phone until it locked, rather than following Apple's instructions from the start. This is the same man whose investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails also went nowhere. The truth doesn't matter in these outcomes of legitimacy to hold public office. Once in office, the victor stays. The entire investigation is bravado for the base. Some call this demagoguery. And half of America is finding the excuse they need to panic. America is headed toward a face-off, not of facts or testimony, but of one opinion versus its opposite. Take repeal and replace over Obamacare, for instance. In the first half of the week, headlines were dominated by the unproven accusation that the Obama-governed election was hacked by the Russians, as if that would somehow be a problem for Trump. Then, repeal and replace neither repealed nor replaced. Republican leadership puts together a package to phase out Obamacare without harming the few who actually benefit from it. The Freedom Caucus objects to it not being conspiracy-proof enough, more or less. Trump, author of The Art of the Deal, isn't finished negotiating. It's smokescreen time. Smokescreen time. Trump tweets, "Watch Judge Jeanine tonight." Judge Jeanine opens her show by saying that House Speaker Paul Ryan should resign. Chief of Staff Reince Priebus tells Sunday show host Chris Wallace that Trump's tweet was to help a personal friend promote her show, and that the White House doesn't want Ryan to resign. But the discussion is now on the table. Suddenly, the White House supporting people in the media is a bad thing because Trump is the one supporting. Suddenly, reaching across the aisle is a bad thing because headlines portray that Trump wants to be the one reaching. Like dogs begging for doggy biscuits, talking heads freely advertise that Trump is willing to accept any votes Democrats want to give him, as if that is something new. Now, the investigation into whatever the Russians were allowed to get away with under Obama's watch is creating questions for Obama officials to draft answers for. What does it all mean? It all means that players who try to trump Trump are going to end up in a dust storm. Trump's election didn't merely metaphorically blow up Democrats or Republicans for that matter, but the entire political landscape with them. That's what his supporters really wanted. And that's just what they're getting. That's what this is all about. Blowing the dust off an archaic stronghold. Right or wrong, Washington has a new general in town. No more business as usual. No more politics as usual. The games aren't going to look like the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals anymore. Encore. Revival is returning to America.